The art of controlling people is known as Hao-Hei, which means being thick-skinned and using dark tactics. However, this does not imply becoming a bad person. Rather, it means becoming a good person with strategic tricks. You must strive to be a good person with money, not just a good person. The art of manipulation through Hao-Hei is a brutal yet necessary skill that you must master to succeed in business, make money, or climb the career ladder. What I am about to share is not easy to absorb, so I encourage you to pay close attention until the end in order to fully grasp Mind Creates Form. Greetings to you and your friends. We all know that the core spirit of Buddhism is compassion. Most of us have heard of Bodhisattva Guanyin, the merciful figure who rescues the suffering and the needy. It is said that during her time, Guanyin took on various forms to save people from disaster. These forms were not limited to the noble and gentle image of a bodhisattva, but also included some fearsome appearances. When we visit temples, we often see Buddha and Bodhisattva statues that look fierce and intimidating. Even bodhisattvas must sometimes use demonic methods. Do you know why? The answer is simple. This world is a harsh and dangerous place. Bodhisattvas cannot rely solely on compassion to guide sentient beings. Sometimes, strong and ruthless methods are necessary to rescue people from suffering and calamity. For some good-hearted individuals, Buddhist teachings can help transform them. However, for certain evildoers, Buddhist Dharma alone may not be effective. Such people first need to be subdued with force, and only then can they be gradually enlightened. As for those who are beyond redemption, the only option is to cast them into hell. Even bodhisattvas themselves resort to demonic tactics to deliver people from suffering and disaster. If even bodhisattvas must embrace dark strategies when necessary, then for us ordinary people, utilizing a bit of our natural self-defense instincts is not only acceptable, but essential. We are all born with a degree of survival instinct, and sometimes, knowing when to be ruthless and when to be merciful is the key to thriving in a dangerous world. We do not debate whether Guanyin Bodhisattva is fictional or real, but one thing is certain: compassion alone is not enough. Compassion must be combined with strong measures to be truly effective. Do you remember how the Buddha subdued Sun Wukong? "You mischievous monkey, if you behave, we will talk to you kindly, but if you refuse to listen, I will punish you." This is the devilish trick of the Bodhisattva. True compassion is closely tied to dark strategies. Only someone who possesses both the heart of a bodhisattva and the cunning of a demon can achieve great things. Learning to balance benevolence with ruthless tactics is the ultimate secret to success. The philosophy of Hao-Hei, or black magic studies, is harsh and bitter. Ordinary people may find it difficult to accept, but those who understand power dynamics secretly admire these principles. In fact, they cling to them, even using these tactics to climb to the top of the food chain. Today, I will help you understand the core secret of Hao-Hei, what is often called black magic, a philosophy based on thick skin and dark tricks. This does not mean becoming a bad person, but rather a good person who understands strategy. You must not only be a good person, but also a good person with money. The art of controlling people through Hao-Hei is a brutal, yet necessary strategy, one that you must master if you want to succeed in business, make money, or rise through the ranks at work. Learn tricks from Cao Cao, learn thick skin from Liu Bei. Among the Three Kingdoms heroes, the first name that must be mentioned is Cao Cao. His greatest strength lay in his dark tactics. He always acted before emotions could interfere. Cao Cao never allowed personal feelings to obstruct his ambitions. Even when Lu Bu saved his life, he had him executed without hesitation. He killed Hua Tuo, the famous physician, and Kong Rong, a well-known man of virtue, without blinking an eye. He even made a bold declaration: "I would rather betray the world than let the world betray me." His ruthless tactics reached an unparalleled level, but in contrast, Liu Bei mastered the art of thick skin. He knew how to cry, manipulate emotions, and endure hardships. Whenever he faced an unsolvable problem, he would cry in front of others, creating an image of suffering and helplessness. This emotional strategy worked. Sun Quan, blinded by sympathy, lent him Jingzhou and even married off his sister to him. However, Liu Bei was a master of deception. Once he gained an advantage, he revealed his true face, refusing to return Jingzhou. There was no humanity, no trustworthiness in his actions, only a carefully crafted act of manipulation and survival. If you want to accomplish great things, you must possess both Cao Cao's ruthless decisiveness and Liu Bei's thick skin to endure the weight of those who bring challenges your way. The first impression you give must be handled with extreme caution, because when someone seems too perfect, they are likely pretending. As humans, we all have flaws. It is impossible to be truly perfect. In spy movies, the person who impresses the boss the most is often an undercover agent. This concept applies to real life as well. There are 3 types of people in the world: saints, villains, and hypocrites. Saints are rare. They consistently do good. Villains are easy to recognize. They openly do bad. Hypocrites, however, are the most dangerous because they pretend to be good while hiding their true intentions. A saint remains stable, always doing what is right. A villain remains predictable, always doing what is wrong. However, a hypocrite is unpredictable. Sometimes they do good, sometimes they do evil. The real threat is not the villain, but the hypocrite. Their method is deceptive. They do good in small matters, but harm in major ones. They start with kindness, but end with betrayal. Because of this carefully planned deception, people let their guard down. Everyone coexists peacefully, unaware of the hidden danger, until the hypocrite finally reveals their true nature. And when they strike, their betrayal is devastating, leaving no opportunity to recover. When dealing with others, never consolidate large benefits into one deal. Instead, break them into smaller parts. This forces the other party to commit gradually. For example, in financial dealings, if someone owes you a small sum, like $300, they will likely repay it on time. But if you lend them $300 million, the situation changes dramatically. They will reevaluate the relationship, calculating whether it is worth cutting ties altogether to avoid repayment. This principle applies not only to money, but to business, power, and trust. The higher the stakes, the more unpredictable people become. To protect yourself, never allow the amount of risk or money on the table to grow beyond your control. Otherwise, you risk being swept away by a hypocrite. To survive and thrive, you must learn to use dark strategies to subdue others. But at the same time, you must see through the dark strategies of others. You must be thick-skinned, yet maintain a good heart. Knowing how to manipulate when necessary, while still acting with integrity, is the key to long-term success. Buddha and the devil are only one thought apart. If you use these strategies to harm others, heaven will destroy you. The true masters of black and white techniques are thick and invisible, black yet colorless. They defy common sense, making it impossible for others to recognize their methods. If you can see through a trick, it is just a technique, meaning that you have not yet trained yourself enough to truly understand the depth of strategy. True mastery is when the technique is so refined that it becomes undetectable. That is real skill, which is why you must think in the opposite direction. When everyone is drunk, you must remain sober. When everyone is acting dark, you must pretend to be pure and righteous. using black and white techniques must always be cloaked in humanity and righteousness. It cannot be blatantly exposed, but must be wrapped in a noble cause. For example, when Cao Cao attacked others, he used the excuse of wielding the emperor's authority to command the princes and lords. Liu Bei, who did not have an emperor to use as leverage, instead raised the banner of being a descendant of the great Han dynasty, claiming to fight to restore the Han Empire. In the past, the outlaws of Liangshan also waved a banner of great righteousness, claiming they were acting on behalf of heaven's will. However, in the end, Songjiang revealed his true motives. He surrendered to the imperial court to gain both fame and profit. Meanwhile, the true heroes of Liangshan were left to die slowly, exhausted and forgotten. Thus, before undertaking any major action, there must be a slogan and a mission. In modern terms, this is culture and ideological values. Only with a strong narrative can you win over the hearts of the people. Turn actions that are neither right nor wrong into something that appears legitimate in the public eye. You need to show generosity and righteousness in public, but when it comes to acting in the dark, you must strike without hesitation. This is true wisdom. If necessary, pretend to be weak. Play the fool while secretly planning your strategy. Liu Bang is the most classic example of this. Xiang Yu, though a man of heroic spirit, was ultimately helpless against Liu Bang because he acted too honorably. He failed to adapt strategically, whereas Liu Bang was highly flexible. When needed, he played the role of a humble servant, but when it came to striking, he never hesitated. Xiang Yu, despite his mighty appearance, was too gentlemanly. He lacked the thick skin and ruthless execution needed to win. A Hongmen banquet, which should have been a trap to kill Liu Bang, instead turned into a celebration simply because Xiang Yu softened his heart and let Liu Bang go. Meanwhile, Liu Bang was completely different. When Xiang Yu captured Liu Bang's father and threatened to kill him, Liu Bang mockingly replied, "We are sworn brothers. After the old man has finished stewing, you must share a bowl with me." This level of heartlessness is not ordinary. It showed Liu Bang's mastery of thick skin and dark strategies. Liu Bang further demonstrated his cunning nature by killing the very man who once saved his life. General Ding Gong, a subordinate of Xiang Yu, was ordered to kill Liu Bang's grandmother. When he captured Liu Bang pleaded for his life, promising great rewards in return. Ding Gong, moved by sympathy, let Liu Bang go and lied to Xiang Yu, claiming he could not capture him. Later, when Liu Bang defeated Xiang Yu, Ding Gong went to see him, hoping for a reward and promotion. However, Liu Bang's nature was ruthless. Upon seeing Ding Gong, he accused him publicly. "You were a servant of Xiang Yu, yet you betrayed him. Was it not you who caused Xiang Yu to lose his empire?" Then, without hesitation, Liu Bang beheaded Ding Gong and declared, "Anyone who is not loyal to his master will be executed." This was Liu Bang's true nature, thick-skinned, ruthless, and entirely focused on survival and power. People who accomplish great things are often those with high attack power, but they do not reveal it in front of ordinary people. Since there are not many direct benefits associated with you, they conceal their sharp claws, keeping them hidden deeper than usual. They smile gently, but when necessary, they strike a decisive blow. Normally, they talk about morality and humanity, but when it truly matters, they focus on benefits. Only by mastering this approach can you protect yourself and genuinely care for your followers. When gathering with acquaintances, you should suppress your sharpness, making yourself appear calm and unassuming, like a turtle. Share recent unfortunate events to create a lighthearted, entertaining effect. Everyone will be happy and relaxed. However, if you boast even slightly, you will fail completely. People will become jealous when they see someone close to them improving, even though they admire strangers who become tycoons. When you join an interest group, you must fully demonstrate your value. You must present yourself as a successful boss. If you want to make money, you must first pretend to be wealthy. This will give you better access to resources because strong individuals prefer associating with other strong individuals, not with the weak. The concept of ho-hey is about understanding when to pretend and when to conceal your true nature. If you want to earn substantial wealth, you must know how to separate yourself from your old acquaintances and integrate into new interest groups. Those who spend their time reminiscing with old friends about the past are mediocre people. In contrast, strong individuals associate with those who discuss business, benefits, and the future. If you want to succeed, you must surround yourself with 4 types of people. 1. The wealthy, those who have access to resources. 2. Resourceful individuals, those who can provide connections. 3. Intelligent thinkers, those with strategic minds. 4. Capable individuals, those who can execute plans effectively. Simply put, stay away from those who are weaker than you and seek out those who are stronger than you. In the real world, there are no permanent enemies or permanent friends. For example, Tencent and Jack Ma may be competitors, but they remain good friends. Business is business, and personal matters are personal. Never mix them, and avoid childish slander. In the world of business and power, alliances and rivalries are always shifting. There are no eternal enemies or lasting friendships, only conflicting and aligned interests. All resentment between you and others stems from temporary conflicts of interest. As soon as your interests align again, you will immediately become friends. The game of power follows 8 words. Long-term cooperation leads to separation. Long-term separation leads to cooperation. Everything revolves around interests. In a trade war, there are never true friends or enemies, only capital and economic stakes. The people you consider friends today are only aligned with you because of shared current interests. Once your interests diverge, they will immediately become your enemies. At that point, everything you once shared with them will be used as weapons against you. When emotions and interests are mixed, you will inevitably be hurt. A relationship built on sympathy alone but without equal capabilities will fail. In life, you must remember 2 fundamental rules. 1. Do not mix emotions with business relationships. 2. Do not mix business with emotional relationships. Between husbands and wives, siblings or friends doing business together, the outcome is almost always failure. Even if failure does not occur, daily conflicts and endless arguments will arise. The same applies to business partnerships between colleagues. Once feelings become involved, the dynamic changes, and a happy ending becomes nearly impossible. Therefore, it is crucial to separate love from benefits. Love is love, and benefits are benefits. The two are fundamentally incompatible, and attempting to mix them will only lead to disaster. Starting a business requires separating family and career. When you mix them, family conflicts will escalate. Your loved ones are your foundation, and this principle also applies to friendships. Understanding the art of hoo-hey is essential for balancing relationships and success while avoiding unnecessary conflicts in both business and personal life. In the workplace, never fall into the illusion that you can make true friends in the office. When you first join a company, the older employees will test you, and some may bully you. At this stage, you must learn to endure and quietly build your strength. When you have no power, anything you do will be perceived as wrong. However, once you gain power, there is no need to prove yourself. Others will naturally flatter you. The way people treat you is based on the strength of your position and your relationships. There is always a reason behind how people act towards you. If someone is being bullied in the office, it is because they are perceived as the weakest. When someone dares to step on you, it means they have evaluated your strength and found you lacking. At this time, resisting too soon could hurt your long-term interest, so you must be patient. Dignity can be regained over time, but using direct confrontation, especially at an early stage, is rarely wise. For example, a new employee, no matter how gentle or introverted, will never be bullied if he is the boss's nephew. This has nothing to do with personality. It is entirely about status and power dynamics. Many people are bullied not because they are weak in personality, but because they lack the necessary backing. They mistakenly believe they are too kind, too soft, but the truth is, they simply lack power. Take Jack Ma as an example. He appears gentle and weak, but why did no one dare to bully him even before he became powerful? Because he knew how to build his influence and leverage relationships strategically. If you keep thinking emotionally and expect fairness in office politics, you are being naive. Instead, you must quickly align yourself with those in positions of power to strengthen your position and ensure that no one dares to look down on you. If you are someone who regularly bullies new colleagues, what would you do if, one day, you found out that the person you bullied was close to your boss? Would you still dare to push them around? To quickly win over a leader, you must focus on 3 essential aspects. 1. Shared interests. 2. Aligned benefits. 3. The ability to act and adapt. For example, if you want to get close to someone powerful, you must first discover their personal interests. Suppose they enjoy fishing, then you should pretend to like fishing too. Buy a fishing rod, go fishing with them, and engage in long conversations about the topic. Very quickly, they will see you as part of their circle, giving you greater access to opportunities. This is the strategy of relying on a tiger for strength, aligning yourself with those who hold power and positioning yourself as their trusted companion. In the workplace, working hard alone is not enough. Those who work hard are often outperformed by those who flatter the right people. But even flatterers are not as effective as those who truly understand their leader's interests. A smart employee always understands what their leader wants most at any given time. If you want to advance, you must align yourself with the leader's priorities. Everything you do should revolve around their needs and objectives. Additionally, you must learn how to act and improvise. Put your self-esteem aside and elevate the leader's image in every situation. People love being praised. It is simply human nature. When leaders choose people for promotions, their first priority is not skill or hard work, but rather who they feel most comfortable and secure with. The biggest mistake an employee can make is working tirelessly while constantly appearing resentful or dissatisfied. People who work the hardest but show displeasure are often the last to be promoted. In contrast, those who understand power dynamics and play their role well are the ones who rise through the ranks. Many people look down on their bosses, thinking, "My leader is incompetent." However, anyone who has achieved a certain position is not useless. If you feel your leader is as foolish as a pig, then the reality is that you are the true pig. They are simply a fox pretending to be a pig. Those who recognize power dynamics and adapt accordingly are the ones who ultimately stand out and succeed. People who understand the times are truly talented individuals. Compared to fame and fortune, your personal pride is insignificant. The essence of experience lies in knowing when to appear weak and when to feign ignorance. Only by doing so can you lower others' guard, creating a safe space for yourself. If you lack power but carry an air of arrogance, you will immediately become a target. Others will find ways to challenge, criticize, and suppress you. This is why Hu-Hei techniques are most skillfully portrayed in palace dramas. The initially weak and obscure character, who is bullied and underestimated, often turns out to be the most ruthless and skillful strategist in the end. Anyone who accomplishes great things follows two fundamental principles. 1. Endure what others cannot endure. 2. Use the cruelty that others do not dare to use. When you possess power and advantage, you must unleash your hidden strength and strike decisively. When action is required, do not hesitate. Target the most difficult opponent, the one who frequently challenges your authority. Use absolute force to subdue them, making them submit completely. Once the strongest opposition is neutralized, others will naturally follow and obey. The heroic spirit is noble and admirable, often depicted in martial arts stories. We frequently see this classic scene. The main character, now transformed into a true hero, faces off against a villainous master. After an intense battle, the villain falls to the ground, their sword knocked away. The hero stands over them, weapon in hand, while the tension is so thick that even the sound of sweat falling can be heard. The defeated villain closes their eyes, raises their head, and says, "If you're going to kill me, then do it. There's no need for words." Instead of finishing them off, the hero coldly gazes at the villain, then turns away and says, "Leave. Don't ever let me see you again." We are moved and captivated by this display of honor and restraint. The hero's spirit and sense of justice make them an ideal role model in our hearts. Throughout history, true heroes have been extremely rare. The legends of great figures, from the past to the present, are often romanticized in stories, novels, and films. In reality, however, most people bend with the wind. They change sides when they see power shifting. They fear death more than they value loyalty. They abandon righteousness in pursuit of personal gain. They bully the weak but fear the strong. These people are plentiful, while true heroes remain few and far between. You only need to look into the business world to see such people everywhere. The exploits of heroes described in movies and novels deeply move audiences because, in reality, we rarely have the opportunity to encounter real heroes. This is why people seek out these legends in fiction, a world where justice prevails and righteousness triumphs. The most fascinating part of reading wuxia novels is that the wuxia world is ultimately fictional. It offers a sense of heroic justice that reality often lacks. In real life, a hero might take just a few steps after winning a battle, only to be suddenly ambushed and severely injured by a villain. This illustrates a crucial truth. Ruthlessness and an uncompromising attitude are often necessary when dealing with adversaries. Machiavelli, a Western military strategist from several hundred years ago, expressed an idea similar to the proverb, "If you don't pull out the grass by the roots, the spring wind will blow it back." He believed that small injuries could provoke more revenge than total destruction. When defeating an opponent, showing compassion or prolonging conflict is the greatest mistake. A perfect historical example is the Battle of Gaixia between Liu Bang and Xiang Yu. The battle ended with Xiang Yu's suicide. Why? Because Xiang Yu had spared Liu Bang's life many times before. This mistake ultimately led to his downfall. Before China was liberated, Chairman Mao and his soldiers watched a performance of "Farewell, My Concubine." During their discussion, they debated the complete destruction of the Kuomintang. After much consideration, Chairman Mao emphasized, "Pursue fleeing enemies relentlessly. Do not spare their lives for the sake of temporary fame." On April 21, 1949, Chairman Mao and Commander-in-Chief Zhu Dai issued an order for a nationwide general advance to completely annihilate the Kuomintang forces. This moment in history teaches us a critical lesson. Either do not engage in conflict at all, or, if you must, ensure total victory by eliminating any possibility of revenge. This is the reality of power struggles. In war, business, and politics, half measures lead to downfall.